a cPanel. Hmm? This section is called the email section. Anything about your email, that's what you'll find here. Hmm? We have you create an email, you can click on email account. When you click on it, it gives you provision to create email. Before then, you must have added your domain. Do you understand? So when you now click on create, it gives you option to create an email address with any of the domain that is available. For now, this is available domain. So if you want to create a domain in email now, you just put, for example, info, info at, it will now be info at this metropolis. Do you understand? Then you now put your password and click on create. Do you understand? So that's email and how you can create email there. Then you can also do email forwarding in such a way that after creating this email, you now do email forwarding. If any email that is sent to this particular one, you receive a copy of it. A copy of that email will be forwarded to maybe your Gmail. It's called email forwarding. If somebody sends email here, the system will automatically forward it to the provided email. Do you understand? Let me open it. Email forwarding. So at Debian we have one here now. We'll just add a forwarder. We'll select forward to an email address. We can just add this Gmail here. Then we can just add info. So any email that's been sent to this info at will be forwarded to this guy. Do you understand? So that's email forwarding. We have email routing. We do assignment on this one. We have autoresponder. We have default email address. Default email address is the default one. Like when you have plenty emails, which one do you want to set as the default? We have mailing list. You take your time or write all these things down. Don't worry, you can do it later. Then I'll just tell you one or two. Then you now browse about them, what it's about. Do you understand? So, but basically, this email section is where everything about your email comes in when it has to be with your domain, your cPanel. Then we have file. You know about file manager and your phone. So the file manager is where your files are being stored. The files of your device, your website are being stored. So that's where you upload the file, just like the land to which you are building the site. This is, if I delete any file now in this thing, something will happen to that website. If a virus attacks this particular file, something will happen to that website. Do you understand? So the file manager enables you to manage the files of your website. The same thing is applicable to images. In your website, they used to have images. So this is where you can open them in this thing, convert them and scale them. Do you understand? So you can actually convert images. But the main thing first is that file manager that will help you. So you browse about this one. Under file, what does these images do? Under browse about directory privacy. This is a disk space. To know how many disk space, look at it here. Disk usage. This cPanel is 1000 MB. Understand? And I've used 300. So enables you to know when I've used 32% of the disks. Do you understand? So enables you to know when it's being filled or something like that. Then you have disk space. You have FTP account. You browse about it, what it's about. So let me still open it. So it's FTP accounts are just like your emails. So just browse about it. Anything you get, you let me know about this FTP accounts. Then you have your backup to enable you backup your file. You have your GIT version control. browse about it. Then we have the database. I've explained in database yesterday. It's about database is just about where your informations are being stored. Do you understand? After a user creates an account on a website, so your database is where they are being stored. We have the PHP MyAdmin. So this is what a database looks like. Okay. Let me open the database manager, then the PHP. So this is the interface of a PHP MyAdmin. PHP MyAdmin is just like a database. You understand? So these are the accounts. These are the admin. This is just like how if I click on here now, you see different accounts that have been created on this site. It's a different account that have been created on this site. So anybody that creates account is being stored in the database. Do you understand? Yes. So this is the database name. This is the database user. Do you understand? There's a database user. So write assignment. What is database? Difference between the database and database user. Difference between database user, and database privilege. To enable you understand the database very well. Difference between database user and database privilege. So we also have a remote database access. This one enables you to manage the database remotely. So this one talking about it. So we also have the domain. This is the domain, okay. This domain section in your Cpanel enables you to add a domain. Do you understand? If I want to add another domain to this Cpanel, a Cpanel or a server can house more than one domain. Do you understand? So you can create a new domain. After registration, you can still decide to come and add the domain here, and then to be added to the, just like having one plot of land and you are building two houses inside the plot of land. Do you understand? Then we also have domain redirects. Domain redirect is all about, about call divert. You're divert at another person. So I can decide to visit a site now, abc.com. Once I click on it, that link will carry me to another person's sessions, another person's sites. I want to do something short. Okay, let me try. Look at this guy now. Look at this guy. This guy now. Let's use this guy. This guy is a subdomain. You need a redirect here. This is secure dots. Ember peak. So I did the redirect. You click that secure dots, it will redirect you to Amber peak. I watch it now. It has redirected me. Look at what I clicked here. Secure dots. And when I click enter, it redirected me to this Amber peak. You understand? That Amber peak is that secure dot is different. I seen it. Secure dot. It's meant to give me a different page. This thing now is going to give me a different page altogether. Because I don't want that page to show. So anybody that wants to visit this particular link, it will carry the person to this link. So how you can achieve that is through redirects. Let me open it. So I can decide to this domain now do in such a way that anybody that clicks this link, it will redirect the person to this link. Okay, let's try it. So you have a tempera. You just do a tempera and have permanent. I'll do it now and I'll delete it. So let me click on add. I seen it. I've added it. So let's visit this link now. It will take us to this link. This it that's taking us to another link. So it's called domain redirect. Do you understand? So it's called redirection. Instead of you to go to this place, carry the person to this place. So that's it for domain direction. You check about these ones. Check about this. I've told you about this one and this one. So this this zone editor enables you to edit the domains when it comes to, how do I put it? A domain has different settings that will enable it function, like the A record, MS record, text records. These are especially when it has to do with email. These settings will help you get a good email deliverability. But let me leave it short. But just browse about it for better understanding. And just Google zone editor. It will give you some more information. And this is the metrics. Metrics is all about data. Okay, let me talk about bandwidth. Let me talk about bandwidth. The cPanel bandwidth. You see the size of that door? It's like the size of a door. When you're buying a server, one of the things you have to consider is the bandwidth of the server. There are some sites you will visit and they will tell you that the site is slow. Like for example, now when you're registering Jambo or WAEC, they tell you that sites is slow or server is slow. But in the night, all are they free. Most of the times it's as a result of too many people are trying to enter that site at once. For example, now this donor can comfortably enter 2 persons at once, but 5 persons cannot pass through here at once. So that size is called bandwidth. When more than 2 persons are passing through here, they'll be forcing themselves. It will take them more than 1 hour or more than 5 minutes to pass through this door. So the size of the door is very, very small. So that size is called bandwidth. How much can this door expand? Do you understand? So when that site that will be slow in the day and free in the night is because the bandwidth of that server is small. Do you understand? That's why some sites will be slow in the day, then free in the night. Do you understand? So when you are going for bandwidth size, it's best you go for unlimited bandwidth. Do you understand? So this is a resource usage. How often or the resources of the listing, how they've been used. That's the resource usage. So you just take your time and maybe you can use YouTube and watch this thing video on Cpanel for more explanation. And we also have the security. One of the most important thing here is the SSL. SSL security. The SSL security. See this thing that's writing certificates. Your connection is secured because an SSL is installed on these sites. SSL is this thing that looks like padlock. Are you seeing it? So when there's no SSL installed on the site, it will write not secured. So any site that is not secured is prone to attack. The site can be hacked. The site can be attacked. But there are different kinds of SSL. Do you understand? So typically, look at how SSLs. Okay, are you seeing it here? These ones are being secured. This thing that looks like padlock, they are being secured. And just type SSL. Just check the status of the SSL. So when you do something like this, they are being secured. If I want to run the installation again, can still rerun the installation. Do you understand? So that's how to install an SSL. When you finish running, to just refresh. We've understand what SSL means. Put it down. SSL security. SSL. You learn about it. Google about SSL. Tell me what you understand on that. SSL. We have different softwares that can enable you work on a site. We have WordPress. WordPress is one of the popular one. WordPress is just like your framework. Think about WordPress like the blocks in your model, like the framework. Somebody can ask you when you're building a site, what framework did you use to build the site? They have PHP. You have JavaScript. You understand? You have Python. You can tell them I built it with WordPress. I built it with Joomla. Like framework is like the structure, the block, each on all the sites. Do you understand? So there are different part of them, each on one side. So here is it here. So take your time, go through it and see what you can understand. Then this part is like the statistics of the sites of the cPanel. What and what the cPanel. I've told you about I've told you about bandwidth, right? And let me explain add-on domain. Add-on domain is like an additional domain that is added on a cPanel. I told you can add an extra domain on the cPanel. So that domain you are adding is the what add-on domain. Why the original domain that was used to register the server is called the primary domain. This is the primary domain now. If I add another domain here to this site, that one will be called what? Add-on domain. Then subdomain is like me. I told you about subdomain now. Creating another a subdomain from that same domain. Let me show you now. Let me show you. Let me show you now. So you can see this is the existing domain here. If I click on create and I add a fresh domain, something like this. I add a fresh domain like this. It is called an add-on domain. Do you understand? And then if I from here now, because I already have an existing domain, which is this. If I from here now and add something like ABC dots and add something like this, ABC dots, the primary domain or an existing domain already. This ABC dots has now become a subdomain. It is a sub. You know what a sub is now? It is a subdomain of this guy here. Do you understand? Yeah, so that's what a subdomain means. I've told you about the alias domain, which I've not told you about alias domain. Alias domain is just like an how do I put it? A domain alias is a second domain name that points to a website's main domain. For example, now my business name is Splendid. Splendid.com.ng. Now, after buying this one now, I can decide to buy splendid.org. You understand? So maybe my main domain will .com.ng. When I now buy SplendidWeb.org, that .org now has now become my alias, because I'll make that I will redirect it. When you black click on that SplendidWeb.org, it will carry the person and come back here. It's just like having two addresses but the same house. Do you understand? So that's what an alias domain means. I've told you about email accounts now. mailing list, CPU usage, database. So that is what the cPanel is made of. Do you understand? So let me just look for things to when buying a consider when buying when, hmm? When buying a hosting. Let's look at a hosting now. These are hosting. They are hostings of 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. You understand? So when you are buying the kind of project you are doing, you look out for this. This one says web space 8 gig. If you feel your project is more than 8 gig, it does not make sense going for this. You consider the web space. Web space is like the disk space, like your memory card size. You consider the bandwidth. You consider how many subdomain it can give you. You can also consider how many add-on domain, how many domain you can add to that server. Then you consider the SSL. You consider the email. Some people it's not unlimited. You consider the database. So this is just like you want to buy memory card and you tell you have 2 gig, we have 8 gig, we have 4 gig. You know the size, you know your capacity, you know your budget, you know the size of thing you want to do that, use that memory card to do. So it's not left for you to decide. But all of them have different prices. Do you understand? So that's it. Any question? Okay.
All that Cpanel, usually this all this mainly like shade they are under Cpanel.
Cpanel, yes, they are inside, they are features
Features.
on Cpanel. So just scroll down, copy down this thing, these stars here, then go and Google them, browse about them.